Life Hacks Beyond Convention with Dee and Sonia.
All right, Dee, I was thinking about you when I went to Spotlight about 2 days ago now.
Yeah.
And I bought something. This was for myself, and all I could do, I walked outside and I thought, oh my God, Sonia, this is your kryptonite. So I thought I need to ask Dee, what is your kryptonite? But first, I'll tell you what my kryptonite was.
Yeah.
It's books. It's
Oh,
always been books, right from when I was really little. Like I even remember I would save my money up, my pocket money, and go to the local. We lived not very. We only lived about one block away from a newsagent that had all these great books in it, and so I'd save my money up and go. As well as I went to the library, so it wasn't. It was just books in general. Anyway, it's like I found myself. Isn't that so cute?
it's gorgeous.
So they were like, oh, it's $40. And I just thought, and I know, right? I just thought, oh man, Sonia, because I've been on a budget that I've been sticking to because I've got some, financial goals. And so I've been trying to stick really be
Tightly.
hard line with myself about my budget because it's like, no, I've got these goals I want to meet. And couldn't help myself. I took the money out of my one account and stuck it into another account. It's like, yeah, I'm spending that. That is one of my kryptonite.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is a good question for Dee. What is your kryptonite, Dee? Do you know?
Wow. That's a hard one because I do change interests. So I've probably got to pick three. Depending on the season. That's where I came up with the belief that I probably have ADHD because it's like all down the rabbit hole, buy it all. I don't buy horse equipment anymore because I've learnt that I don't need it. And that was a really bad one early on. But of course, I was back into horses after a 20-year break, so it was bound to be. I would say technology from a business perspective, and it's not, the peripherals, but also the programs or AI, stuff like that. I'm like, oh, yeah. So, and I think a lot of entrepreneurs have a huge problem signing up for courses that they never do, free courses. I've stopped doing that. So, so the technology from a business perspective, I can still be tempted with the scrapbooking gear, paper and equipment. So, from the hobby side, probably that. And like you, books.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I was walking out of the store and I just thought, I didn't even go in for that. I went in to get a needle. I just needed a large tapestry needle because I've been trying to get the wool and the head wasn't big enough. And I thought, I just got to go and buy a big needle. And so of course, then when you're in the store, I thought, just go and have a look at the wool. So I'm wandering up and down, and there, because it was Sunday afternoon I did it. So, I wasn't in a hurry to go anywhere or do anything. I'm just looking around. And I didn't really have any intention of buying anything.
Yeah.
I went up to the books. And normally, like I often look at the crocheting books because that's my thing at the moment is crocheting.
Yes.
And I'll look at them and I think, I don't need any of that. I can get that online for free or watch a YouTube thing. But anyway, that one just spoke to me. I just opened it up and I thought, this is just the cutest little things.
I think it jumped out and bit you.
It did. It just went, and I asked the girl because there was no price on it. And I asked the girl because I looked and I just thought, I reckon this is going to be an expensive one. And so she scanned it with a scanner thing and she said $40. And I thought, ooh, that hurt. So I walked around with it in my hand for about another 15 minutes. Transfer the money.
Yep.
Have that. And then I'm walking out and I thought, oh man, Sonia, books, they're just your kryptonite. You got to not go. Yep. And then I thought, that's what I'm going to ask Dee. Yeah, she got
But you were at Spotlight. Who's expecting to buy books? Well, I wouldn't be anyway. Oh
Oh, no.
dear.
But I'm like
I'm,
you, actually. Technology is another one of my kryptonites.
yep.
I love technology. I just, yeah, I
Yeah.
like the actual physical things, but I also, like you, I like the programs and
Yeah.
whatnot. Yeah.
Mm,
And I've got better at courses as well. So
yes.
that actually probably isn't a kryptonite for me anymore, but
Mm,
it has been.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. I tell you who was into technology, and this is 60 years ago, and it was my
Yeah.
grandfather.
Ah,
So
see,
if they
yeah,
bought
you
out,
got it honestly.
yes. So 60 years ago, what was in vogue? Well, you could get a milkshake maker. So my grandmother
Mm.
had one of those, whether she wanted it or not. She had an electric can opener. I don't think it ever got used. He
What
would
about
buy
mix
all of the
masters? Because that
gadgets.
would have been a 50s, 60s thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, she
Those
had,
stand mixers.
yes, yeah,
Yeah,
and stab mix, anything that came out that was
yeah,
electronic, my
yeah,
grandfather would buy and put in the kitchen, and
yeah.
yes, and there it would stay.
So did he have a television early?
I don't know because we lived at Cook, so we didn't get a
Yeah.
television until I was older than that. So I don't know
Mm,
if they had one or not. I
mm,
Yeah, they probably did because I remember he would always be watching the news, and so I would
mm-hmm,
be in another yeah, wasn't
mm,
interested in TV because we didn't
yeah,
have one, and whatever I saw on a screen was boring to me. I'd just go and do
mm,
something else. So, and
mm.
I'm
Well, and of
still
course,
not,
back then it was all black and white, so there was nothing
yeah.
to capture your attention in the same way that
Mm.
it is now.
Yeah, and we would have had to be quiet in the room. Like that's not happening.
Mm,
I'm a kid.
mm.
So yeah, I was probably in the kitchen with grandma looking at all the unused electronics.
Yes.
So
Or in the office reading their books.
yes. Actually, I don't remember them having a lot of books.
Yeah, okay.
My parents had so many. My parents had rafts and rafts of books when
Mm,
Telecom in those days, or PMG previously, moved them on the moving list because the company would send a moving list,
mm,
and mum would say, oh, count everything. And she'd
mm,
say, well, we've got hundreds of books. And they said, I'll just put, a number of books. So she wrote what they said, and they rocked up and they had to go back and get extra boxes because they just
mm.
didn't have enough. Yeah.
Yep,
So,
yep,
mm.
yep,
And some of those have landed here, of course,
yeah,
since then.
yeah, yeah. Well, my mum was a bookaholic. My
Mm.
dad wasn't. Mum said he liked comics and things like that, but not as
Yeah.
much books. So,
Mm.
but I wonder. It's interesting, isn't it? Because my brother loved comics too, but
Mm.
not books. Um, Yeah, so anyway, but mum is a real bookaholic. So yeah,
Yeah.
I came across that gene honestly as well.
Mm. We weren't allowed to have comics. Now, I think I had a bit of trouble reading early on, and I
Mm,
probably would have enjoyed comics because it gives you the visual clue to what's being
mm,
said, but we simply were not allowed to have them. They weren't,
mm,
mum was being all toffee
mm,
nosed about that stuff. So, yeah, there's a distinct difference, I think, in
mm.
how people use that kind of material.
Well, my brother didn't much like reading, so the way mum tried to encouraging him was with the comics. So, Ginger
Mm.
Meggs and all of those
Yes.
back in the day. Yeah, because
Yeah.
her philosophy was, well, I don't really care what you're reading as long as you're reading.
Yeah, yeah,
Reading's good
which
for
is a
you. Yeah.
much better
Mm,
philosophy. I
mm,
have a friend who was an English teacher at Clare, and she struggled with the lads in her year 12 class. And so she said, bring along a magazine about something you like. And of course, all the
mm,
car magazines came out, but they
mm.
read them, they devoured the
Exactly.
data. Yeah.
Exactly. So
So,
it's, yeah, who cares?
mm,
So long as they're
yes.
actually improving their skills for reading,
Mm,
analysing, understanding what they're reading. Doesn't really matter what it
exactly.
is, does it? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm,
Well, and graphic novels have done such a comeback in the
oh,
last 10 or 20 years.
yeah.
So it's
Mm.
really been much more mainstream now to
Yes.
like
Yeah.
reading in a slightly different, or we
Format.
call that unconventional, but yeah. different
Well,
format.
if they're done properly, they're reverse to what our books are. And I know we had a huge collection here when my child lived at home. So, um, yeah, massive
Mm,
collection. So
mm,
same thing, dyslexia and like, well, what will
mm,
you like? Just pick
mm,
anything. Yeah.
mm.
So
Well, I've
mm,
often wondered whether, because apparently some of the traits like dyslexia and that do have a bit of a genetic, um, I don't know,
connection. Yeah.
connection. Thank you, that's the word.
Mm,
And so I do wonder because my brother, he probably had some form of dyslexia or that, which back then just wasn't picked up in the schools, but he did
yeah.
find it difficult to learn to read. So he can read now,
Mm,
but it was just never something that was easy for him. And same with filling out
yes.
forms and things. And then
Mm,
when mum, because dad never had a problem with filling out forms, I've never actually asked her, but you
mm,
wonder, is it just that his interests were different, or did he actually find some of that real bulky text and that just difficult to get through?
yeah. Yeah.
And that there was some sort of underlearning difficulty,
Underline. Yeah.
underlying, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's properly assessed still in schools. I'm not sure, but
Mm.
I doubt it's being accommodated effectively.
Well, I think we've had such a swing the opposite way now that everything's diagnosed, and
Mm,
like, I think there's been a
yeah,
really big swing, and we have huge numbers of diagnosis of learning disabilities, etc., in the classrooms.
yeah,
Like half of the kids in a class can have some sort of difficulty of some description, which makes you wonder, is there an overdiagnosis? Is there something that's happened in our environment that has caused it and it is all genuine? Or is it just a bigger awareness of it? Like there's all these questions and we don't
yeah.
really
Mm.
have the answers to
Or
that.
is the smaller percent who fit our conventional education system actually the minority?
Well, that's a very good question too. Yeah.
Because I've often said that I've worked in schools, I've homeschooled, and
Mm,
then I've had a child with
mm,
challenges, and I look at the kids around and I go, the ones that just get all this academic stuff and just
mm,
they're not the majority.
true.
I don't believe they are. So,
Mm. It's
so I
probably
think
got a
we
lot
need.
to do with personality as well. It's not just skill. A
Mm,
lot of it's just personality, what you like and what you don't like,
well,
isn't it?
yeah, I don't think kids should be sitting in classrooms all day. Some classes in different places have put in mobile seats, like, um, yeah, so that they're not sitting still all the time. I
Yeah,
can't stand sitting still. Um,
yeah,
yeah, mentally, like you said about interest, are they interested in it? Why the hell are they learning it? I think if you've got a logical mind, you look at certain things, and I don't agree with that we don't need maths. I just think maths is not taught properly. Um,
mm,
but yeah, walking into an economics lecture as an adult and being told, this is what I'm going to teach you, but the real
mm,
world acts like this and I'm not going to teach you that. I'm
mm,
out. Don't,
mm, mm,
yeah. And so if you don't explain how to use a skill or how it's going to be useful in life, you're not
mm,
going to engage their interest and they're just going to
mm,
switch off.
absolutely,
Yeah. Mm.
absolutely. Well, I think we've mentioned before about maths that you used to do cooking, didn't you? With
I did, yeah. I
yeah,
started with a packet of
mm,
muffins so that the
mm,
reading had to be done and the third of
mm,
a cup of oil or and two eggs and
exactly.
yeah,
So it's just a matter of finding out what the interests are of the children that we're dealing with and trying
mm,
to show them, well, this is why it's important to be able to read and this is why it's important
mm,
to understand maths because children want to
yes,
do this. So
mm,
even just with drafting patterns or that, if it's sewing they're
mm,
interested in, like there's a whole
yeah,
lot of maths in that.
yes, yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
some
it's
people,
everywhere, isn't it?
yeah. Well, there's different disabilities, so to speak. They're not disability variations. There's the dyslexia. There's the
Mm,
dyscalculia, which is the
mm,
inability to handle numbers in the head. And yet sometimes those people show interesting ways. They may not understand how they do it, but they may understand or visualize a percentage or visualize a ratio, which I
Mm,
found interesting.
mm,
There's dysgraphia where the information from the brain doesn't transmit properly to the hands to write.
mm,
And I think
mm,
the other one's dyspraxia that can impact on articulation.
mm,
So
mm,
knowing about those, well, how do you
mm,
once again accommodate those people?
mm.
So
Well, definitely just mainstream schooling can make it more difficult, can't it?
it can,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
But there's some evidence that suggests, though, that quite, I want to use the word regimented, but that sound, well, I think that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Structure and whatnot can actually be useful for the majority of children
Oh,
in
yeah. Mm.
classrooms, etc. So, yeah, I don't know what the answer is. For us, it
Mm.
ended up being homeschooling as well. So,
Yeah.
it's trying to
Ditto. Mm.
accommodate, yeah, the children. Because the
Yeah.
other thing is, you get a bunch of kids and, oh, look, it's just like a bunch of adults, isn't it? We don't all like each other. But if
Mm.
you're stuck in the classroom with all these people that you don't like how are you going
Mm.
to succeed?
Yes. Yeah. And they're in
Mm,
there, what, 4 or 5 hours a day
at least, isn't
in
it?
class.
Mm.
Yeah. You've got your breaks in between. Yeah,
But
it
you're
was
still stuck with
8:30
those
to
same kids, aren't you? Even
for
even in your
12
breaks.
months. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
it's just like it's not a very real societal environment that
No, it's not
children
a
find themselves in.
yeah, it's not a real representation of what life will be like
Mm,
for the rest of their lives, which is the longest period.
mm,
So, yeah, so if they're out of school at 18, they could live another 60 years. They're
mm,
never going to be in a room with 30 other people the same age and one person older in charge. It's just
mm,
not going to happen.
mm,
It maybe happened for some females in typing pools, but they lasted 5 minutes and yeah,
mm,
so
mm. It is amazing though how, like, because I actually don't. Um, Once I left school, that was pretty much it. I really had very little to do with the people that I went to school with,
mhm,
and the further away from finishing school I got, the less I had to do with them. But then
yeah,
there's others that have built such strong bonds that they're still friends 60 years later. So it's really
yes,
interesting, isn't it?
yeah, there's a dynamic there. When it comes to the socialization stuff, do you see yourself as an outlier? Because I do. I see myself as a slight outlier. I don't I don't have never had the best friend and just one person. Um, but I've also never had until recent years a group of women that I hang with. And even now it's very dynamic. It changes
Mm,
all the time.
mm,
People come, people go. I don't always go to. Yeah, so I notice in the country some people have been friends all, like you said, all their lives, and now
mm,
they go on holidays together. Like they don't actually
mm.
go on
Well, and it's
holidays
actually quite
together.
nice, isn't it? Because you build those really strong connections, and it can be
Yeah.
like as a kid, my mum and dad had good friends. Now I don't know whether they came from school. I don't know,
Mm.
but I remember we'd go away with these people, and we just had the most fun. And I don't know, you got to know them, you built connections, and yeah,
Yeah.
so it was nice as
Hmm.
a child growing up in that environment with mum and
Yeah.
dad who had strong connections with, like this. I mean, obviously they had other friends as well, but
Yes.
there were those people that were constants
Yes. Yeah.
in our life,
I've got.
and so there was something
Yeah.
nice about that.
Yeah. Well, I've got those, but they're
Mm,
not. They don't. They're not geographically close. So there's you.
mm.
We've been friends for probably
A really long time.
25 years. 25 years. I've got two
I think
friends
it'd
in
be longer
Adelaide.
than that.
Could be, yeah.
Mm,
And um, I've been in friends with them for probably 35 years. And but it's not regular and consistent. It's
Mm,
that when I see you, it's like I saw you yesterday, even if it was
mm,
6 years ago, type thing. Yeah.
mm. Yeah,
Um,
well, I've got some people in my life like that, like you. But
mm,
then there was one of my friends that I met up with, when I was staying back with mum for that
mm,
9 months last year. That was just really lovely. Somebody that I
yeah.
managed to catch up with again, and I hadn't had a lot to do with her. Just it was just geography really was the
Yep.
main reason, and because when I go over to South Australia, you've kind of got the list of who you're going to catch up with, and it
Yes.
starts with like my mum and my brother and
Family.
my sister, and so the reality is you just run out of time. It's not
Yes.
desire, it's time.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
so that was really nice, but I hadn't seen her on a regular basis for probably 15 years, and yet we just
Yep.
picked up where we left off. It was just lovely.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.